Today's video is sponsored by Splitgate. I'm the Home Slice, Ascend Hyperion, but many of you already know me as a resident expert explorer of Halo's game design. But today, we're venturing outside of Halo to discuss a different, yet not so different game, Splitgate. I was lucky enough to get the opportunity to dive into an early release of Splitgate Beta Season 2 to sample the new content now available for free on Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation. Thanks to the team at Splitgate, I have an awesome opportunity to discuss this unique game and give you my fresh-baked review of not only Season 2 of Splitgate, but of the game as a whole. So get comfortable and be sure you stick around for my viewer question at the end. Let's get this started. So before I start dissecting my takes on Splitgate, I think it's crucial I talk about what's new to the game in Season 2. Season 2 of Splitgate brings 3 new game modes, Juggernaut, Hot Zone, and Lockdown, and remasters the map Abyss to an overgrown temple-like structure with a beautiful new skybox. None of that is even to mention the new player progression system, coupled with the new player cosmetics that boost up the Battle Pass rewards to over 100 new items. And while not shown in this video, Season 2 does bring new things to Splitgate's map editor, matchmaking system, and menus. From a high-level overview, Season 2 of Splitgate is a confident and well-calculated push for Splitgate towards being a more complete and varied shooter experience in the modern market. And of course, with it being free to play, those new gameplay experiences come for free too. Juggernaut is reminiscent of the Halo game mode of the same name. But in Splitgate, the mode takes an interesting twist as it actively reveals the flip side of Splitgate's gameplay that is simply about evasion and portal control, rather than having outward slaying tactics. The Juggernauts that did the best in our sessions had good team support, sure, but they were also excellent escape artists, sorta like your dad. With some of the general talk of Season 2 out of the way, I'd like to shift gears and talk more about Splitgate as a whole. I want to set the tone by restating something I said about Splitgate some time ago. It's not a question of whether or not Splitgate is good. It's easy for it to be good because in its most basic form, it's the combination of two very good and successful existing designs, Halo and Portal. The question then becomes, how much praise can we really give Splitgate as itself? When offered the opportunity to review Splitgate's second season, I set out on a personal goal to challenge my previous assertion about the game. The goal in my play sessions was to truly look for what transformed Splitgate from a single summation of 2 successful IPs into a solid, standalone title that competes in the modern market. Despite this goal being in place, there were elements of the game that failed to give me what I'd classify as standalone traits of Splitgate. The art style is ambiguous, neopop, futuristic, with the map settings and stylizations seeming almost self-contained rather than indicative of any connected universe. The player cosmetics, while cool in some cases, suffer from what I describe as the Unity curse, being very reminiscent of the blobby, brightly colored general use assets widely available in small game startup asset libraries, and the game's UI and menus have got to be some of the most cluttered and visually straining in this archetype of Fireteam display menus. That being said, these are all things that the 1047 team already have as ongoing targets, and while I do think Season 2 brings improvements, especially to the visuals of the game, I think the game needs more focus in these areas. That's not to discount the cool work that's already been done for Season 2, and if the trend continues, I think the 1047 team will correct these issues as a whole. And if you think that was all far too negative, that's great, because if cosmetics and menus are the bulk of the issue, it means we're playing a damn good game. When given the chance to be freed of comparison to the titles that inspired it, it becomes clear that Splitgate's real internal claim to fame is its delicate yet impactful application of solid game design, which spurs from how well this game functions mechanically. There is not a single functional element of this game that does not tick to the well-crafted clock that controls the player experience. Every input I feed into my player is a no jokes, no surprises execution of function. Despite being a game that incorporates several elements of modern advanced mobility, such as jetpacking and sprint, both features are a no-frills execution of those concepts. Jetpack will not let me be a bootleg AC-130 for my team, and sprint does not make me the Flash. Each weapon's function is complete, clear, and consistent, and with a small, refined pool of weapons, it's very easy to pick up and comprehend what does what and why. My portals will perform as designed and as designed only. The only thing that will make my portal better than someone else's is my raw ability to manipulate them and my depth of understanding of how to use them. I'm not complicated by health buffs, special hero traits, desync, or alternate weapon functions. For Splitgate, there is power in simplicity, and what the team at 1047 has done is taken a collection of fairly simple ideas and allowed the complexity, the evolution, the skill gap to be set by how well players can make something simple into something complicated. Whether it was intentional or by accident, it's a stalwart challenge to the growing sentiment in gaming that players must be spoon-fed, that players must be equalized, that gameplay evolution must be choreographed. In Splitgate, the game is as good as you play it, and if someone plays it better than you, they win. It's interesting because this sentiment is not without risk or challenge. Even in my prior experiences with Splitgate, I found myself extremely frustrated with how I would be hopelessly demolished by players who played better than me. For some, this is a massive deterrent, and to those who stick it out, it's an unchallenged motivator. When I saw portal tricks, I wanted to do those portal tricks. When I got perfected, I wanted to perfect someone back. When I saw players multitasking fights in the air, I wanted to soar up and try it too. It's in these moments where, to me, Splitgate stopped being a simple, colorful combination of Halo and Portal, and instead shined as a prime shooter, succeeding on the simple concept of giving every player a chance to be the best player on the team, if they worked hard enough. None of that is to say Splitgate isn't always perfect, but in the presence of gameplay design this solid and player-centric, you don't need perfection. For me, one place this is very true is in Splitgate's map design, which I think is actually a far cry from the most interesting or most well-designed in the modern shooter market, but that matters not, because Splitgate's map design is centric to letting Splitgate be Splitgate. Do the long hauls on this map allow for Portal pros to decimate passerbys? Absolutely. Does this map give advantage to jetpack savvy players? 100%. But it's the existence of these accommodations that distinctly promote and accentuate the Splitgate gameplay quirks that it thrives on. That's the key point, promotion and accentuation. It would have never been enough to simply dump the concepts of other games into Splitgate and have an instant success. Splitgate analyzes and adopts the blueprint of design motifs in a way where their function is then unique to Splitgate, not some other title. So, to review my initial comments on Splitgate, I do think one thing will always be true. Splitgate applies the successful formulas of two existing IPs, but something I missed in that review is that it's Splitgate itself that is successfully applying those formulas. It's not enough to adopt two good things. You must then build the right home for those things to be nurtured and grow in. By that right, when you adopt those two good things properly, those two good things become your good things. I recommend Splitgate to any FPS player looking to see the ever-fleeting world of arena shooters be delivered back to the 2020s with the old methods of rewarding good players for being good and challenging bad players to get better. Anybody playing Splitgate long enough will see it's well separated from the games that inspired it. For today's viewer question, for those who've played Splitgate, what are you most excited for in Season 2? That's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for watching. Like if you liked the video and subscribe to the channel if you have not. Again, a big thanks to the team at 1047 for giving me the opportunity to review Splitgate Beta Season 2. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram, and you can join my Discord linked below. Until next time, I'll catch y'all later.